Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with a scramble for the Far East mod. Last time around we had quite the disaster in our home port, as our home port was taken over and in the entire fleet, 10 ships, were all sunk in the port as well. Since then though, it's actually turned around a little bit, because I was able to repair the port right afterwards, and they're just laying siege to it, and currently they are actually taking fire from the shore batteries to the point where they have lost a lot of strength in terms of manpower, but also strength of hull. And if they remain, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna sink next turn if they don't leave. Same with a number of these might very well go down into red as well, which would make it a lot easier to destroy this navy. As it was, I was recruiting as many ships as I could, so we do have our own fleet down here. So this is the fleets that this is the ships that I have left. So 11 ironclads, which are stationed right here. I was going to chase down this navy, but they were actually able to slip away, and I wouldn't want to get close, fight a battle here, and then have this one disengaged come chase me. So we're gonna leave it at that. Maybe this one will sink entirely, which would be good, but I would really like to capture some of these. As we just saw, they outranged me. Seemingly the shells were of larger caliber as well. And just looking at that plume of smoke that came out after a shot just looked amazing, and the fact that the ship was so much larger. I can't imagine seeing the warrior class of the British coming in, just absolutely devastating everything. So, once I actually get a bit of clearance here, so I can actually send away my army, I think, rather than supporting this area, where I can kind of fight to a stalemate and just very slowly advance, I think instead I should go and try and find and sort of use some necromancy on France and Great Britain and bring them back as my vassals, and hoping that that could aid, and then just kind of aiding them a little bit, growing a little bit of territory for them, and then just leaving them to be a nuisance for the Prussians, to have these two smaller Europeans come back and start tearing up the surrounding area. I don't know why I paused here. I'm not entirely sure where the British start. I should have checked it, but I think maybe here or something. And I don't know actually where the French start, but we'll get to that. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna end over here. So let's start in the north. We have quite a bit of Prussians advancing, and a lot of guards and stuff. I'm thinking that we're not actually gonna take them on head on. I kind of feel a sneeze coming on, if you notice a cut here in the middle of the video. So I don't think we're gonna take these guys head on. There's too many of them. It's gonna be too bloody. And I mean, if I could take them on in a forest somehow, maybe. I think really need a lot more heavy cavalry. Lock the Prussians from the front with a melee charge. Heavy cavalry in the back. Smash them. Or just lock them in melee, move around them, fire into their back. Because in a straight up firefight, there's no way it's going to end in anything but an absolute slaughter and a Prussian victory. So I think we're going to hold off on moving down. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm actually sending my armies north. So we got Boris. He's going to move up through here and he's going to take Uzun. And then the commander, which actually was raised from the siege defense over here, which is this guy, which was brought up through the ranks to the rank of general. Or Lieutenant General, in fact. He's bringing these troops, and he's going to bring them around here, and he's going to attack Miyagi over here, and we're going to try and move through and capture everything to the north. It's going to make so that I have lots of opportunity to actually land my ships once I come from over here, if I want to go and support this area, rather than go directly and try and re-establish the other European powers. So we're gonna hold off here. There was a Prussian force coming in here. There was another one over here, but same with them. We're gonna let them, you know, crash as waves upon the rocks against these castles. So far, the AI, even with how many troops they bring, haven't been able to bring down the castles. Kind of their own fault that they built so big castles in these areas. That they, I mean, if there was just small castles everywhere, they would have overwhelmed them with just their numbers. In this area, I'm kinda losing the agent war currently, because there's so many of them, and because they've been able to wound quite a few of mine and force them to get back all the way to the capital. I'm missing some here. But the thing is, it looks like they kind of stuck to these 2 cities, or actually these 3 cities, 4 cities with these 2 up here. And if they're just gonna sit there, that's actually fine. I'd rather have them harass the cities than harass my armies. And then we get to over here. So I was moving into the forest, not so much to try and ambush the Americans, as much as I was trying to avoid assassins. As we can see, I don't know if I told you that, but the American general, I believe he got killed. Or maybe he got wounded. Is he back in the capital? I can actually go in through here and take a look at what generals are left. No, he's still alive. He got... there was an attempt on his life. He got wounded and they sent him back to the capital. So now I've got 3 generals there. The faction leader, the heir, and then this traitor. He's very loyal to us, but it's only 1 star. It's not that useful. I'm hoping to unlock this one, Field Marshal. But I don't know at what point I will be able to do that, if I will ever be able to unlock it, because I'm moving quite slow through the fame level. You're quite easily moving through level 4, but to get to level 5, it seems that I have to capture quite a lot. Anyways, what we're gonna do today, it looks like we're gonna fight here in the woods. And then once that's done, I'm hoping to go ahead and just capture everything through here. We'll send our spies and agents to figure out what's going on there. There's nothing for it really. There's tons of generals here. I'm thinking we'd just attack this cannon train, which they've sent in through here. And then once that's done, we'll try to maybe attack this one. Or if... perfectly honest, I'll just let him walk onto the castle and die there. That might be a better strategy. Oh, he doesn't stand to fight. He actually retreats. Will the general do the same? No, he will stand. Oh, look at that. The Americans are actually bringing in new cavalry units. Sable Cavalry, Colonial Sable Cavalry, and the New York Hussars. Looks like a fancy unit. Thing though is, it looks like a quite easy out-resolve. And to keep things moving, the thing is, I've wiped out the American governor of this area for so many times, or whatever you would call the commander of this... they're all called Perry, though, which is kind of strange. Everyone's called Perry that they send over here to govern their Japanese colony. The American Empire. Or maybe everyone in the American Empire is called Perry, I don't know. I think we're actually going to out-resolve them to keep stuff moving. Because I'm looking at actually being able to capture 2 cities here. And one of them being their capital over in Shimoda. They lost all hands, and I only lost 260. It's a lot easier fighting the American Empire than fighting the Prussian one. Just because of the Prussian technology. So we brought them down. I'll see if I could actually bring my troops all the way up here. What we'll do is, I have 2 other armies here, so we'll bring them close enough to that cannon train, and then I'll send in this one Might leave my general a little bit exposed. Maybe I should play this one. Is there any... There's a lot of howitzers and stuff. I don't know which is the easiest chance of me getting some of these. Playing it myself. Or just auto-resolving it. Could be nice to capture these. We just auto-resolve. Keeps things going. It wouldn't be nice to have howitzers. We gained 2, and for some reason we lost one of our Jaeger units and one infantry unit over there. But enough room was made for the cannons to actually join the army, so that's nice. Oh, and I get these. It really doesn't feel earned when you get them for outer assaults, especially a shit one like that. The one against the commanders was much more useful. I wonder if I can just barely squeak across the border to get replenishment, which I did. We're gonna end turn, and then I'm gonna see about taking all of this. I don't know where we'll strike at a battle in this episode, but we are sure to do that. Could be possibly at this one then, just to get a battle into the video. But looks like, I'm hoping, we'll be able to take all of this. But with that, let's go ahead and end turn and see what the enemies come up with. Army sabotaged! Oh no! Oh, it's an army over there. Army distracted, yeah, they're just distracting. Oh, she was executed? She's been sitting there distracting them. They were finally done with her extractions. Extractions? You know what I mean. Army harassed. That's a bit worse. Castle under siege. Harassment attempt. Our assassin is detected. Enemy assassin is detected. That's more interesting. Oh. So, Prussian one. So they're gearing up quite a lot of troops to come at this castle. I doubt they'll be able to get through. What we'll do is we'll assassin this guy. And we'll sabotage these to make sure that they don't join the siege. Sabotaged fail. And Courtesan can go ahead and scout here for me, figure out what's going on here in their new capital. This could actually lead to a revolt. I wonder if I distract the garrison so the revolt can take place. We're not gonna stay here to join the siege. We're going north. We're gonna attack this place right here. So we're gonna keep going this way, and this general is gonna head this way. Ah, that might actually be today's battle then. As an army, mostly made of colonial infantry, so it'll be a fair fight. They don't have their superior Prussian troops, so it should work pretty well, taking on those guys. As we go down, this one's just standing there. That's great. The Americans stopped, and they haven't moved any further. They're sending up some extra troops here, and a military advisor. On my life, if this one's called Perry as well... Yes, it's Perry Woodrow! They're all called... Everyone in the American Empire is called Perry. Wouldn't you know? Right. Let's go ahead and lay siege. We'll start with the cannons. Oh, even with just the cannon army, I'm able to quite successfully out-resolve. The thing is, though, I want the general here just so he gets the experience. So let's bring him up through the main road. And then we bring up this to really ram it home that we destroy these guys. And then why don't you go ahead and harass Perry, or maybe challenge him to single combat. 83% chance. I am not gonna assassinate faction leaders, but I am going to harass them here in the woods. Kinda looked like we should just shot that Perry. But as we all know, there's another one ready to take his place. Also named Perry. We assassinated their military advisor. And this one's actually gonna go ahead and scout over here in Shurunga. Oh, Prussians! Is that their faction leader? Friedrich Albert? What's the Prussians doing down here? Screwing up my plans. Damn, that's a big Prussian army as well. I have 3 full stacks though. That should work for me, shouldn't it? We'll bring over our agent. In the north, see and so. Let's go ahead and end this. Wait, now it became worse. When I brought in more troops, it it was more in favor of. Suddenly became more in favor of the Americans, and also I noticed the general wasn't actually part of it. What if I move my general? We'll switch out him for one of the weak units on Marines. Still! No, I don't wanna... No, I don't wanna do the siege. What are we? It's the cannons that can move further. Right, we'll leave the cannons and move closer so we can support with the infantry then. The infantry and the cavalry. Right, now they should be supporting, so now I should have 3 armies. Still, the strength, I'm not sure I'm comfortable attacking them. Why did it change when I brought in more troops? Okay, we'll hold off on that. Let's go and take a look at the navy then. What's happening over here? So the Americans, they have sent out part of the fleet. No, there's another fleet that's turned up. They shot down my port. We're gonna bring it back. That's going to damage them one more time, and it'll probably sink this one. Where did that come from? We'll get ourselves closer, so we're a halfway point, kinda. I could move and also come from an angle. Let's move over here, and from there we'll be able to move in and strike at them once we're ready. So that'll be great. Now I'm doing a lot of campaign movements. I also noticed this. The Dutch have taken another 2 settlements here. So the Dutch are doing fairly well against the Prussians. But now I need to draw into a battle. Now I need to draw into a battle. I wonder, maybe Perry will attack. I don't know. Let's end turn and see if we can bring ourselves to battle after the turn. Perry attacks, and as much as I want a battle for today's episode, I mean, this is so heavily in my favor. Is it worth even playing? I could easily out-resolve it, but the thing is, like, I don't want to do... at this point I've done too much campaign work, and the video's gonna drag on way too long. So I guess we'll play this one, even though I could easily out-resolve this. Where did he... Oh yeah, we defeated the Hussars. I forgot about that. Maybe just take them on without large army. Oh, large army just means the reinforcements, right? Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's go ahead and fight this battle, shall we? It might be hard to see the battlefield for the morning mist, but if we bring up the map, it becomes a lot easier. We can see that I hold hills here on this side, and then I've got the main army formation ready to move forward through here. We've got Marines, need to move them. Got the 2 American 6-pounders, which we've captured. We're going to move them up with the troops to relay close quarters canister on the enemy. We've got a smaller force over on this side, and my own 12-pounders ready to cover this side of the town. Behind, I've got howitzer on the hill, and we've got a bit of skirmishers. So I'm thinking sending the skirmishers and the Marines into town. Reinforcements will come from the back. But as I've said, not to control large army, will constantly just have the 20 units against... I think the Americans, though, will bring in large army. Which might make it a little bit harder, which will make it interesting. So, let's go ahead and start.
We are ready to defend, sir!
Send in the troops into the village. Okay, these guys will actually march through the path. Oh yeah, there's a lot of infantry coming in. I guess we'll not advance on this side then. What we'll do is we'll set up defensive line here. We will, however, advance from over here because this force is quite pitiful. The one that the enemy commander has brought in, so we'll definitely march on that one. Bring the general for close support. And we have the howitzers firing away. This one doesn't want to fire for some reason. Could be that the elevation is bad. No, it should. They should be able to fire. Fire on the Marines. So we have a little bit of crossfire going on here. With saber cavalry. What I'll actually do... Oh, now the town is under fire. Let's set them up in a flank position, the Marines. And then the lights will be in among the streets. Everyone know light infantry belongs to the streets. They're drawing quite the line. What I'll do is, let's get up on the hill. With the troops drawn like this, no, like this actually. So I have possibility of flank or charge. Right, the enemy cavalry is now coming in through town and is threatening the light infantry and my cannons. I'm not sure where they're going, but the flank fire of the Marines seems to be working. Where is the American cavalry going? They're coming very close. Oh, I completely forgot about the stupid American cannons. Set up and switch to canister. Right, looks like they might very well be attacking over here, so we'll form square. The Americans marching in. My lines are not properly drawn as the Americans come close. Yeah, the Americans are going for the squares. They had perfect opportunity to attack the town, and if the Americans intend to charge, then I will counter-charge. And as they charge, we'll bring in the troops to flank. And I still have the Marines. Oh, they have been charged by a smaller group of engineers. The squares are holding on, which is good. The howitzers. Can I get them to target this area where the American reinforcements coming in? We're gonna bring the troops around to the back. And be able to shoot up the flanks of the Americans. Let's inspire them. What? Oh, that's a little American unit. A small unit bodyguard. Let's have my general can actually shoot him down. Trying to charge to disturb my plans. It's probably not going to work. The American cavalry came in here and almost broke this unit. Unfortunately, there was just too few cavalry units left for the Americans. As soon as these guys open fire, there will be not much left of the Americans. This flank is already collapsing. Oh, the cavalry is still fighting with us. How about we collapse it with a charge? Drop the squares. As the enemy is now moving around, let's actually drop the canister. I want to get these guys out of the woods. Bring in the charge. Have these troops now actually march around Come around the Americans. You are not firing. Right, then if you're not firing, then charge. Generals on either side of the... Oh, let's see. Howitzers target the American armed populace. Coming closer. Right. Marines and light infantry set up here. And you guys will now target this area with canister. The American line over here is falling apart. Can I shoot across over my own troops? And shoot at the enemy general? Looks like we're winning the melee fight. The American armed citizenry is taking heavy hits from the canister. Come on, kill that general already. Draw into line quickly to face the new approaching enemy. And we might as well allow the enemy general to flee. We haven't set fire to the town, which I'm sad. I'm sad to say that we haven't set fire to the town, but now we have. Now I'm no longer sad. Okay, so there's a fight going on here with American militia. And the town's on fire, so I'm happy about that. All these Americans just fell apart within seconds. Do I have cavalry? No, I don't. These are all garrison troops from the town. Like, I have to ride them down. If I do, then it'll definitely be a lot easier to capture the town. Let's go ahead and bombard this area. Oh, that didn't work. Shrapnel doesn't work. Let's see if I can maybe aim a shot into the town. Just so I can set it a little bit more on fire. Oh, that was actually pretty close. If it hit the roof of the building and not go on to almost hit my troops over here. Let's bring in some troops. Light infantry can possibly fire from there. And the Marines can possibly move through there. All these troops chasing down the retreating American militia. There's a lot of them. Now I wish I had cavalry, given how many of there are. Oh shit, there's more Americans coming in. We're about to get sandwiched over here. We'll have to move forward at great speed to avoid trying being sandwiched. At the same time, we kind of need to stop these troops over here. And draw new lines. Line. Not sure if that charge gonna go too well. He might if the Marines are here to aid. Just noticed, is this a red light district? I want to target that smut immediately. Forget about the battle. Where's the red light district? I can't see it at this range. It should... you know what? I do see it. It's right about there. Away with the smut! Oh, I need to aim quite a lot higher. Let's bring up the American 6-pounders. Okay, we were able to charge through there. Now these troops need to filter to the back here. And we'll set this one at an angle. The Americans getting hit. This unit survived. Set up like that. Let's have the Marines come through. Set them, cover the street over there. And then the light infantry will join over there. And this cannon will continue to fire on the levee. Now there's a lot of those guys escaping here, which I don't like. They're trying to organize. Doesn't look like it's going too well. 6-pounders. My American slaves. We've kind of got our stamina back. I will call a general advance on the enemy. We have their howitzers and everything firing upon the enemy. Flank fire to keep them unbalanced. Got the 6-pounders coming in. I want to set one 6-pounder just to get rid of the red light district. The soldiers will be very unhappy with me after the battle, but I'll be pleased because my soldiers will stay healthy and we can move out of the town in good order afterwards.
Victory
Just gonna burn the entire
assured,
thing
sir.
now. This unit's being heavily hit. Since this one's the one that's first coming in, this one's gonna take a lot of fire, but it's all levied Japanese soldiers fight. Oh no, it's actually, yeah, it's a mix of Japanese and Europeans. Wait, do they have matchlocks? Yes, they do. God, then charging in will work perfectly against these. I mean, are they even gonna shoot any one of us? Right, are you guys ready? Let's shoot up the red light district. So there's an American flag over there. Oh, let's have the Marines. Oh, the American militia is routing even before I get close. We're not even able to come to battle with them before they retreat and run for the hills. Oh, yes, the red light district is no more. It could have just been that there was a few nice lights hanging in the area, but now they're all gone. And contraband rice, or whatever this is. Contraband Dutch cheese has been moved into the area. Hold fire for the cannons, and let's run down as many of them as possible. Here's the result of the battle. No surprise it was a victory, as I actually have 10,000 men in the area. That'll be enough to take on the Prussians. The Americans deployed about 5,000 men. They lost half of it, so half of it remains. We lost about 1,000 men. And highest killer goes to infantry. Then bodyguard actually turns up here for running down loads of enemies. As it's the enemy turn, let's run through it and see if the Dutch capture any more provinces. We have a load of these army sabotaged and whatever, but it's all in areas that we... Oh, we're bombarded? Army was bombarded. Oh, it's back in the home province. Someone was wounded? Damn. Harassment attempt. Assassin detected. Army detected. Bunch of bullshit. Right, now I should quite easily be able to out-resolve this. No, it's still kind of iffy. I don't want to lose tons of men, so I'm maybe going to hold off on that. But we know I'm going to win that one. The Prussians are coming close here on the back. 3 high-star generals, and I'm wondering if Governor, yes, this is the Prussian faction leader. He's just one step away from getting his final star, legendary Go player. Command and all reinforcement can be drawn in from further afield. Very good, fond of gold and brave. He's a very good commander. And what does he bring? Not that great of an army, though. The interesting thing, I want to see what happened to the American fleet, and then we're gonna end it, because let's not drag it out. Yes, look at that. I'm still worried about attacking a fleet this strong, but look at that, 22 men in crew. We need to kind of attack them before. That's gonna be interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna bring in all my 11 ships. We're gonna attack, and we're gonna see how much of this we can bring down. Now, I would have liked to wait until I've got the ramming ability, because then I could just ram in and sink all of them. But I think next time we'll have a revenge and just cut everything down there. But it's one hell of a naval battle. With that said, once we come back to the next episode, I should have cleared out some of this here and prepared some kind of army to stand outside to meet the Prussians. And I think we'll do that great naval battle outside a port, hopefully clearing it once and for all. But with that said, I say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.